I'd like to go back to at least a couple of Dr. Craig's arguments. The cosmic calamity argument, Craig's cosmic calamity. This was the argument where we started with all things having a beginning, or everything that begins must have a cause. The universe began to exist, and therefore the universe has a cause. Now, there's some things that bother me about this. I might as well confess right away, I'm only an armchair scientist. I love to read about science. I read as widely as I possibly can, given my time constraints. Am I an expert? Not a chance. If a scientist could tell me just about anything they wanted, and I wouldn't know the difference. Now, not to be mean, but I have a feeling that a degree in theology on Dr. Craig's part puts him more or less in the same position as I am. And I have, I think, some different information about the science behind the Big Bang. For one thing, it seems to me that the principle of indeterminacy, which seems to be a part of quantum physics, doesn't actually allow us to definitively say that we ever have nothing. In fact, what we get is quantum vacuum, which is simply an area in which there is a possibility of spontaneous antiparticle and particle creation, or popping into existence effectively. Now, if that's the case, then there's no room within any scientific theory for the nothing that supposedly predates the Big Bang, out of which matter was created. Now, Dr. Craig, I think, is also skating over the work of a large number of scientists. He seems to be suggesting that, well, if the story he's given us, scientists should just be giving up on researching anything before the Big Bang, or even bothering with anything within the Big Bang, because it's creation out of nothing. We're into metaphysics now, and we've gone past what science can possibly do. That makes a total mystery of the work of, where are they? Oh, yes, Paul Steinhardt and Neil Turok, who I believe are working on a cyclical model of cosmology. Robert Brandenburger at McGill University Physics Department, who is working on string gas cosmology. And then I've taken a quote from Quentin Smith, where he lists a really wide range of theories like Guss' original inflationary theory that just don't fit into the model that Dr. Craig has presented to us. Now, I guess all I can say about that, being not a physicist myself and not really in a good position to comment on those issues, is that I rather suspect the scientists don't have the same idea that Dr. Craig has about this. Surely it should be crazy for them to produce research on these topics if Dr. Craig's account of things is accurate. They continue to produce research. Now, I somehow missed how exactly God's non-existence would take objective moral value out of the universe. That seems to me to be imposing a rather straitened set of conditions upon what would count as an objective morality. He also claims that this exists, which I was quite flabbergasted. I didn't know that objective morality had been definitively discovered. Now, I'm wondering exactly what counts as the discovery of objective morality. Is it the consensus that we have on some of the horrible crimes that Dr. Craig listed? Well, a consensus is something that's entirely possible socially. It might well be that without any connection to God, we all happen to agree that there are some things that are simply pretty horrible. And that's not necessarily anything outside of human experience, or it's not a truth that transcends human experience. It's not something beyond our ken. It's quite possibly something that is objective only in the sense that it's consensually agreed upon by a given society or by all of us. Now, unless Dr. Craig wants to offer us some account of this that is incompatible with society's consensus, I think we've got another source for objective morality. Thank you.